The Parliamentary Select Committee has adopted its report on the Lokpal and has come out with recommendations on several controversial issues. The report has recommended that the Prime Minister should be brought under the purview of the Lokpal as far as most issues are concerned other than intelligence and atomic agency issues. Let's go over to NDTV's Rahul Srivastava, who joins us now for more on this story. Rahul, this had been the big stalling point. This was the point on which many questions were asked, many debates took place, and the point where, in fact, we found that the Parliament was not willing to budge. Now, it seems that the Select Committee has accepted this recommendation. What are the implications of this?
During the last week of December last year, perhaps the kind of prevailing political atmosphere that the government and the opposition were two poles of Indian politics, in which they were playing so much of competitive politics that it seems that the Lokpal bill will eventually become the principal reason for a breakdown. And it eventually, on the 29th of December, the government found that it had not only its opponents raged against it, but even allies like the Trinamool Congress opposing the government on several provisions of the Lokpal bill. Eventually, if one looks at the recommendations which we have accessed, one realizes that this select committee actually has been able to reduce tremendous amount of hostility and friction between the government and the opposition over the issue of a creation of a Lokpal more than 60 years after independence. The principal reason why it has happened that within the select committee there has been a great amount of success in creating what could be the most acceptable solutions to the issues which were creating a divide. For example, the Prime Minister's inclusion in the Lokpal bill, if the government had apprehension that the Prime Minister might become a subject of constant complaints and litigations, that has been taken care of also by the fact that Prime Minister's decisions on sensitive issues like national security, national interest, atomic energy, intelligence and other have been put beyond the purview of the Lokpal. Perhaps that will be almost like the RTI Act, that RTI Act exempts all these issues. The other was dividing line was over the issue of federal structure and the federal powers of a state. While the earlier bill talked about creating provisions in the Lokpal bill for the creation of a Lokayukt in states, this select committee has recommended that eventually there will be just a direction from the Lokpal bill that once legislated, all state governments will have to create a Lokayukt within 1 year time. That means largely the Lokayukt component of this bill, earlier it was Lokpal and Lokayukt, that Lokayukt constituent is virtually over. The other contentious issue was over the CBI, how the CBI will be governed and how the CBI will operate vis-a-vis the Lokpal. One very important factor that the Lokpal cases Lokpal refers to the CBI, this Lokpal will supervise them, will have greater amount of autonomy in terms of even appointment of lawyers for prosecution. A director prosecution will be appointed by the CVC, and also importantly, security of tenure for the director of the CBI, also a better collegium, a more balanced government, opposition and Chief Justice of India collegium for the appointment of the CBI director. If you look at all the provisions, one realizes that NGOs have been exempted, only NGOs getting government funds or getting foreign funds will be covered. Also, there is only one large difference over reservation for minority between the government and Congress and other and the BJP representatives. But one, if looks at it, it seems that contentious issues have been taken care of. It will go to the government. The report will be tabled in Parliament, and the government will be creating a bill based on it, and will be put in Rajya Sabha. Will go to Lok Sabha. Maybe the differences will be over at the end of the winter session. Perhaps a Lokpal can become a reality.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.